What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your weekly astrology forecast for the week of February 15th through the 21st of 2021. Brian here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Hope you guys all had a great week last week. Hope you had a good Valentine's Day. If you have not, please do become a member on the website for daily and weekly sun and rising horoscopes, as well as a weekly tarot show and a cool place to hang out with a bunch of cool people. So I hope to see you there. If not, I'll see you here next week. Well, we got Saturn square Uranus exact this week. It's going to take place, we're feeling it today on this Monday, Tuesday, but the exact hit's going to be on Wednesday, and it's the first of 3 exact squares between these two planets because of Saturn's retrograde. So, definitely an interesting time. We haven't seen a third quarter square from Saturn to Uranus since 1977. So definitely been a long time since we've seen this transit. In fact, I haven't been alive to see this transit. So maybe you're in that same boat as me, maybe not. Point is it's a big one, and it is earth-shattering. And we look at Saturn in Aquarius, and we look at Uranus in Taurus. So these are 2 fixed signs. One's fixed air, our intellect, how we innovate and create new ways forward, our uniqueness, our individuality, connecting with other individuals to kind of form that tribe, definitely is community focused. And Taurus being fixed earth, which is about our self-worth, our money, our actual physical earth. So it is one of those times where we can see earthquakes, and we did just see some big ones happen over the last weekend. One came off the coast of Japan. It was a 7.7. There's big things coming, so we're definitely in this place where we can start to see Earth start to make big changes. And if you're not following Suspicious Observers on YouTube, you should check it out, because the sun is doing a lot right now, and it's affecting a lot of that energy, and that's why we're seeing a lot of the crazy weather that we're seeing currently across the whole world. We're seeing our poles shift. So in a sense, this Saturn square Uranus is really shifting and changing and shattering our physical reality that we have all come to understand, and now we have to kind of understand it in new ways. And I think that's a big thing, a big focus on this week is like being able to understand and figure out the whole picture, and not just like hold on to the way everything has always looked or how it's looked for a long period of time. We're going to start to see things shake up and change. And they are in fixed energy here, so we can be, in a sense, very stubborn to sort of the way our reality has always looked. And I mean, I'm just going to say, like, with that North Node in Gemini, and making a lot of good aspects, really, to the Aquarius energy right now. It's definitely like we're getting big hints, and, like, doors are opening, but it's if we're able to take new information in and kind of switch up our hat, switch up the energy, and change things, and take in, be willing to listen to new information, or be willing to take in new truths, new facts, and not just, stand so firm and maybe believing that you have it all figured out with the South Node in Sag, or taking advice from people that have it all figured out. Having it all figured out or being the guru right now isn't going to get us very far. We have to be curious to what's new and how to shift that up and change it up. We're going to see that sun on Wednesday also move into Pisces. So we're going to have some of that Aquarius energy leave with the sun moving into Pisces. And that's definitely going to have us be more sensitive to the bigger picture, to our emotions. I think it can show us a lot of beauty, though. We can definitely tap in and go into amazing places and be able to switch things up. But we just had a new Chinese New Year. We just had a new Gregorian calendar New Year. And Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So we are getting ready in March to come into a new astrological New Year. So there are a lot of aspects are shifting and changing. And we want to be kind of in this emotional place to change with the tides, to go with the flow. And I think the more with the flow we are and the less certain we are, the better it's going to go for us, surprisingly enough. Like the more certain we are, the more, just set reality has to be. It's not so much about like all the routines and all the things that we've constantly been doing. It's more so about where things can go and how they can change, and how we can maybe be of service to the collective by just being true to ourselves, and also listening to where our divine guidance is coming from and the truths that are being attracted to us on an individual level, because there is no singularity of truth. There is no one truth that is the ultimate truth. There's an infinite number of truths out there, and we all have different perspectives, and we all have different truths. And in a sense, we're in this Aquarian time right now where it is definitely about finding our own frequency, finding our own individuality, and connecting with the people that want to go on that journey with us. It's not about taking people with you or waking people up, or it's just, everybody's kind of on their own frequency for their own reasons right now. And how can you link up with people that are on a similar vibrational match to you? And the universe is going to be guiding you to those people, or guiding those people to you. And I think the more sensitive you can be to what you can bring to others by just being in your authenticity, by being yourself, the more it's going to be easier to go with the flow. And I think there's a lot of flow that is coming this week. So in a sense, things can shift and change, but if you're in that flow, it's not going to seem so catastrophic, or it's not going to feel like such a crisis event. You're just going to be able to kind of focus on your environment and make the changes that make the most sense for you. We're going to see Venus square off with Mars this week, and we just came off of Valentine's Day. And on Valentine's Day, that Venus was trine the North Node and sextile the South Node with Juno on it. So we're definitely figuring out these karmic cycles when it comes to relationships, and if they're going towards this sort of new story or new understanding of what relationships need to look like, or how they need to be presented, or really finding that twin-like energy, I think, and on a more vibrational match with this Aquarian energy than just on like a surface level, but what's deeper. And with the square to Mars and Taurus, it's definitely going to test us. Are the relationships, do they have the same values? Are you being valued in relationships? Do you want to find a relationship that's going to show you the value or not? It's definitely one of those times where values can be forced onto other people. Like, you have to believe a certain way, you have to believe this tradition. And with that Saturn square Uranus, certainty is just, it's going to be a hard one. The more certain anything is, or the more certain anybody is about any sort of truth or any sort of value, kind of have to be willing to experiment, I think, when it comes to values, and make sure that our frequencies match when it comes to the people that we're in relationships with, and even when it comes to our own way of bringing in money or bringing in abundance. We might have to try things differently and not be so stuck or stubborn in one way to do it, but we need to invent with this Aquarian energy too, and kind of like test out things and experiment things in our own life. And it is maybe through that experiment and that kind of just going outside the box that you're able to get that insight and have that sort of drive to connect and to bring in the beauty that you're looking for on that similar frequency. It's definitely an interesting week with that aspect where, absolutely fights can come out in relationships, or you'll realize that the futures don't line up because there's a difference of value or a difference of beliefs. And those are big signs, and you can try and force these things on other people, but it's not about forcing other people to go any sort of way right now. It's really more localized, about trying to just understand your own environment and do what's best for sort of your own unique frequency. And we're in a time where we're going to be brought the people we need, or brought the physical goods that we need for where we're at right now, and everybody's on a different place, and you're going to find people on that similar match. If you're not in that similar match when it comes to relationships, it's definitely a week where that's going to be brought to light, and you're going to have to figure out a way to maybe find the confidence to act upon that, or find the confidence to speak up for the beauty that you want to see, or the future that you want to go into, or maybe the abundance that you want to acquire, or just the goods or the money. So definitely an interesting week where action will have to be taken in a different way than probably expected to bring out the ultimate qualities that you desire. Because I think we're in this place where we really do want to tune in, just more importantly, to our own frequency, but make sure that the people in our life are sort of on that match, because if they're not, this is definitely a week where fights or uncertainty of where things are going can cause a lot of strife. And make things difficult. And in a sense, that with the sun in Pisces, that can definitely have us trying to escape reality, which is sort of a byproduct of Pisces in a lot of ways. It's sort of the negative duality. We can either be tapping into our frequency, into the universe, and seeing the beauty in the dream, and be very psychically connected and intuitively connected to that, or we're going in the opposite direction. It's making us escape into ways or areas of life that we think might be better or numb us out, but really they're just compounding into more of the problem. I would say this is not a week to escape reality. It's not a week to try to just peace out. We kind of have to go through it and see where it's going to take us, and just be willing to switch the hat, be willing to switch things up. And as we get that first quarter square with the sun and the moon, that's going to be on Thursday, or maybe it's Friday. Hold on one second. Slipped my mind. But I want to look. Yeah. It's going to be on Friday. It's definitely this first quarter square where we're in this new Aquarian cycle. And even though the sun is in Pisces, we're definitely still looking for new ways. We're still looking for the true authentic individuality and frequency. This one's going to have us switching things up. It is this first quarter square in mutable energies. It's definitely a change. What needs to be taken action on so that change can bring some of the beauty into the life that we're looking for? And that change is going to come through what's stimulating in your environment. And you're going to emotionally, I think, know. It's going to be more clear than you think. Especially with a Mars square Venus, like where the beauty and the value is going to be in what's more exciting and more youthful energy. It's not going to be so much just like the know-it-all sort of energy. But it's almost like finding the people that are just willing to get on the roller coaster that nobody's been on and just go and throw your arms up and have a good time. Like, you're going to notice that those people in your life are just more fun to be around. And it's almost that surrender, right? Just like whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Because controlling or thinking that things need to look a certain way, this full moon's going to bring out that, or not this full moon, this first quarter square is going to show this week that we don't have much control. And people are out there trying to control the weather as we speak. Good luck with that. And as we come into Saturday, we're going to see a Mercury station direct. So it's been quite the Mercury retrograde. I think, especially in Aquarius, where we're trying to really go out into the future and experiment and connect all the dots. It's been hard to connect. And with a Mercury and Jupiter, a Mercury Venus, it's gone through a lot here in retrograde. And it's made a ton of aspects, and it's squared Mars. And I think we've been trying to figure out where to put our energy and how to define it within our own head and our own mind. And it's going to get more clear towards the end of the week. Even though that Mercury's still going to be in shadow, it's definitely going to come back online. And I think that insight that we've been working through is going to be more clear. And the abundance is going to be more clear. And how we mentally are able to act upon that is something that I think we'll all find the clarity, at least to be true to ourselves and our own frequency. And that's a big thing this week. It's frequency. We are in this big, it is this matrix of energy and frequency. And how can we use it to our advantage? How can we use it to move into a better place? How can we use it to connect to people that are meant to be on our journey and not hold on to old stories, not hold on to the way things used to look, but truly invent a better way forward? And it's a rebellious way. It's not about following the norms. It's not about following the herds. If everybody around you is doing one thing, or the TV is telling you to do one thing, I mean, the astrology is saying that's not the right way to do it. Simple as that, which will trigger people, But it's not about being part of someone else's experiment. It's about experimenting on what the best life is for you. And you have to come to that truth and that conclusion for yourself. And I think that this is a week where you can do that for yourself, where things are more clear and you're able to tap into that frequency and find out what is beautiful and what's going to make your own environment better. And it's energy to let go of the certainty, to let go of how structured reality needs to look. I think we can bend the rules in our own environment, especially with Saturn square Uranus. It's kind of like you can twist and bend and mold reality into your favor if you're willing to do it from a place of independence and frequency and not forcing other people to go about it either. The more you try and force somebody to change or go in some direction that they don't want to go into, the more strife, and there's going to be a fight with Venus square Mars. So connect to people that want to go into the beautiful story with you, innovate for your future, innovate for your environment. And I think that a lot of things are going to come and be clear and be seen and be shown. There's going to be light, I think, that's going to shine on a lot of aspects about what needs to be kind of shifted and moved and let go of so that really a new story can take place, because we are starting a bunch of new stories with a lot of new years starting here. And this is the closeout of the last astrological year, which was quite a dandy. I'm sure you guys all remember. So where's this next one going? It's going to be different, that's for sure. But the people are very important in our lives. Don't discount the people, but they're either going to be there to show you that you need to connect more to yourself, or they're going to be there to help you and to kind of be that gift and to be that like tribe. So it is about the tribe, and it's about where's life going? A lot of new things are about to surface. Are you willing to be curious about what those are? Or are you going to be certain that you know it all and that's not the right way? It's a big question that we have to ask ourselves this week. But I do hope it's a beautiful week for you, and I hope to see you next week. And if you're not a member, please do join the website. I love you all very much. Have a great week, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.